Alright, we'll try this again. I did make a video this morning. I did put it up this morning. I know I watched it, but when I go look now, it's not there. So, this will be take two, but little bits happened since this morning. So, a recap on the old 48 Ford, lucky number 7. I do have the back done, for the most part. Working on the front end here. If you remember, this front end wasn't really attached to anything. The radiator was just sitting on top of the sway bar. That's what kept the front end from falling off. So I'm making a cross member. There's a core support. It's coming along, but not quite done yet. I got a whole bunch of stuff jammed over here. I got my Model A jammed up tight against the workbench. Haven't done much work to that. I did get some cool parts in. A buddy of my dad's cleaning out his garage. So he gave them to him knowing that I like playing with this old stuff. But just started going through it. Haven't really gotten too far. But it's pretty neat stuff. I'll definitely use it. So that's what's going on. The gutting table's all full of gut juice. You gotta clean that yet. It's a gear oil too, by the way. It smells great. I love gear oil. So the first video didn't have this part of it in it. I don't even remember what I had all in the first part of the video, but this showed up today. If you guys follow my Instagram, you've already seen it. If you don't follow my Instagram, well, this is new to you. What you're looking at is a 1934 Chevy Master Deluxe, and it's in really, really nice shape. I mean, this car must have never sat outside. All the wood is perfect. I mean, it is just crazy nice. All the original interior is still there. It's rough. It's not the greatest of shape, but it's there. Dash is in there, steering wheel. It's missing a transmission, but I'll get to that in a second. And then it's got suicide back doors and all the fun stuff in there. Neat car. Long story, not going to get into it. But you remember I got this 216 a while back. Actually, the owner of the car got this 216. So the plan is to put that in here. And anybody that's played with these old Chevys know that's not really easy. This was the engine that was in the car. And you would think the car being such a nice shape, that the engine would be in nice shape too. And it might have been. But it don't turn over. And I know everybody's like, well, just fill it full of, you know, diesel fuel and this and that and la 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 la. Yeah, well, it's a little bit beyond that. I mean, the ports are pretty much rust. I know we took the spark plugs out on the other side, and pretty much the back 4 cylinders, there's no spark plug left. It all rotted away. And being that this is a 207, and this is the early Chevy 6 cylinders, if you guys remember last year when I worked in that 1930 Chevy, it's basically the same engine. There's only 3 main bearings. One right here, one right there, and one over here. So it's kind of a flunky motor, and they didn't last very long, and no one does anything with them. They usually replace them, so that's what we're gonna do. So that leads us back to this. And it's got that goofy front end on it too. So the only thing I gotta come up with is the drive yoke, or the U-joint for a torque tube. And if I can make this transmission work, and this transmission and all these parts, this was on the first video that, whatever reason, got deleted. I picked up a 1941 Chevy pickup frame that had a 216 in it and all these parts all put together. So I pulled the engine tranny out. So I got the bell housing and the flywheel and the starter, all that stuff I need to make this swap work. But a lot of the websites and that say this is the better transmission. This one's out of the 34. It'll work. I know how to make it work, but it's not a very good transmission. That's the better one. So I just gotta figure out some spline counts and depths and a little bit of welder action. We'll make something happen here. I'm not worried. This engine here was a running takeout. It seems to be in really good shape, so we're just going to clean it up, stuff it in there, and hope for the best. Yeah, it's a 216. Everybody would rather have a 235 pressure lube, but this will work. It's way better than that. That's just a doorstop. So that's what's going on right there. There's also more projects over here. There's another small black Chevy I gotta work on once I get time. And here's a transmission I gotta reseal once I get time. And of course I want to work on my car because I need to get that done. So this is what's going on. As I usually say, it's not that exciting, but you know what? It is kind of exciting today. It's been a long day, and it was a beautiful day. It's supposed to be nicer tomorrow. So maybe we'll get one of the cars out. We'll see. But until then, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody, and we'll talk to y'all later.